Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great weekend, whether that involves playing this game with Weekend League especially or not. Hope it's been a great one for you. I'm here today to present an investing opportunity and bring that to the table because it is around this time each and every year inside of Ultimate Team where certain player prices start to rise because certain types of content gets released. And that's what we're going to discuss today because I'm even thinking about making an investment in this sort of area, and it's one of the easiest ways to continually make coins and just sit back and watch the prices rise and you cash out as they do so. So we're going to talk about that today and also the content of this game. Surely we get some decent content on a Sunday, right? Hey, we don't know. Yesterday wasn't a lot there. We'll talk about it in today's video, guys. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up and of course subscribe if you're new. Now, that not quite there content from yesterday on Saturday in FC 25 revolves around the milestones and more squad foundation players. We have the Frauen Bundesliga list set up here for a couple of players. Wirtz as a center mid. You've got Kogel as a striker. Decent cards, nothing super crazy. Once again, a reminder, these squad foundation players do give an extra chemistry boost to the league, I believe it is, like a +1 boost to that player in the squad. So that is kind of nice. Typical squad foundation stuff here, guys, with these two cards. And we do have a new thing here with the bonus. You can use your squad foundations players in a certain number of squad battles, matches, or rivals and get a couple of decent packs in a player pick. Nothing super crazy. 82 times 3 and 81 times 3 are the best packs there. So if you want to get involved with that, go ahead and do it. And then, of course, we go to the SBC section and you see more of the same. More of the squad foundations players, especially from the Frauen Bundesliga, right? If we get the objective and milestones, we get the player SBC as well. We had Sellner. This is probably the best of all of the cards that were released yesterday, to be completely honest. This SBC is coming in at 41,000 coins. Power Shot Plus as a right mid and striker as well. Really interesting play styles, though. Power Shot Plus, but she has Incisive, Jockey, Anticipate, Trickster, and Quick Step. So quite the interesting card here. False 9 as a striker, and then a wide midfield and inside forward, but with Anticipate and Jockey as like an attacking player. Maybe a true right mid. Very interesting player nonetheless. The other interesting part about all of this yesterday is the fact that you can put that new SBC and maybe some of the other squad foundations players that you have collected so far through objectives into an evolution. It's like yesterday, Saturday, was all about the squad foundations players, and that was like all the content that we got. Now, this evolution, it's cool. It is cool, to be honest, but as we just think about this squad foundations content in general, this is never going to please everybody, right? Because these are the not minor, but just the leagues that are not as common in FC 25 as we all create and build teams around players. These cards are more emotional for a lot of people. Like this evolution, I think I might do this Muller card. After taking a look through some of these players, I'm using some NWSL links potentially in my squad, doing the Alex Morgan SBC. Crystal Dunn is leaked. This becomes a pretty sick card. Look at those playstyles on this Muller card. Anticipate, intercept, block, jockey, whipped pass, long ball, press, proven, and then adding relentless in wingback plus. This might be the card that I've already got that I might put into this. Arsonist looks decent, Salmon, and Watt as well. All good options for this new Foundations Evo, which is play 2 matches, play 2. It's not that hard. Play 4, a little bit annoying, but it's at least a way to upgrade maybe an emotional card for you if you're a fan of each and one of these leagues, or maybe one of these leagues in particular. This card as well, the Sellner SBC, if you want to get that one done. Like, look at this card with Power Shot Plus, with the Relentless added to it. That's a pretty crazy card. Now, again, our SBC is 41,000 coins, and if it links for you, if it's cool, then it is. But I think a lot of people see the Squad Foundations content, and they're like, yeah, it doesn't really go into my team, so I'm not a huge fan of it. And I totally understand how that content's really for specific communities. It's not for everybody, which is why when we have Squad Foundations content released, it's never fully like truly appreciated and loved, right? Because a lot of people just want the Prem cards, La Liga, and the stuff that most of us are building our teams out of. But for passion squads, for favorite clubs, and for all of the communities that play this game, I think that content is nice to see it released, and it is decent enough to be, notable, especially for the SBC that we had and the evolution to upgrade some of those. It is decent. So another day though without really an Evo that kind of relates to the Total Rush promo. Like sure, we had that Evo with the squad foundations, but there's some questions right now. Is there another evolution glitch? Remember how some of the chaining wasn't working before with like the Power Surge Evo and a couple of the other ones? There are rumors right now that maybe there's a chaining glitch, or there's at least theories that maybe EA is not releasing some of the new Total Rush evolutions because there's a glitch with like the Cannon and La Roja, maybe. I'm not entirely sure, guys. I saw some people conversing on X, Twitter, about that yesterday. So we'll just wait to see some true Evo content and see if EA is going to release any of that soon. Now, to cover the rest of content yesterday, we do need to take a look at the market a little bit because prices kind of followed the trend of how content was yesterday, guys. Prices dropped even lower, especially on the gold cards. The Holland that we bought last night was like 90, what was he, like 90K or something? 95K. He went up to 99. He's 87,000 coins now, and that's kind of the trend of how most gold cards moved yesterday, right? Big drop on Friday, down into Saturday, right? Had a little bit of a rise in the morning. There was a few cards you could have made profit on. And then for most of the day Saturday, prices are just dropping as we had the continual weekend league supply. And people that are opening packs for weekend league also mean that they're maybe selling their teams because they've finished those games. That's a combination that you have on Saturdays now. But as we head into Sunday, there could be opportunities to maybe pick up a few cards. Maybe it's a card from the promo team for a quick flip just to try them out, as Neymar is now 1.3 mil and he was 1.5, 1.6. Maybe it's Tomori, who was 550 and he was all over the place yesterday for sure in terms of price, but I think he was over 600,000 coins. He was under 500 for a short bit too. And then you've got a guy like Lewandowski who has been 950K all weekend. He's now 800,000 coins. I think a couple of these could have some fluctuations today, and I think there could be some decent investments. As you see, my coins are down. I'm buying a few cards for some flips today, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the video. Now, let's talk about what we're really here for, guys. The investment that everybody is making. I told you about in the intro of this video, and I want to talk about it further because there is incredible opportunity with a certain set of cards on this game. And you may have heard rumblings of it. You maybe have heard people talking about it or even investing in it already. We've even mentioned it for the past couple of days as just something to kind of look at and think about, especially on days with rewards. And today, we have squad battle rewards, right? Bringing supply to the market. We're talking about Fodder. Guys, this investment is gaining popularity because of what time of the year that it is in, number one, and we have to be close to some of this content that we haven't seen yet, that we saw in previous years around this time, and that we expect to see soon. If we talk about SBCs that have been dropped on this game, first of all, let's just take a step back and look at this. Alex Morgan, Erling Haaland, those are probably two of the most expensive SBCs, right? Like, how much was Haaland? 500,000 coins. You did have the flashback David Alaba that costed a decent amount of coins. Rafael Varane is up there. I guess we did have the Nico Williams as well, but I believe he's expired already, so he's not even available anymore. But those SBCs, like, there haven't been a ton of them that have been truly good. Like Varane, good, 300-something K, right? Alex Morgan, good, 300-something K. Nico Williams was not good. He didn't move the fodder market very much at all. We're still looking for that like marquee SBC that's like a decent chunk of coins to go after and chase, kind of like this one. Laurent Blanc's Icon SBC from last year. He was the second Icon player SBC that we had last year in FC24. This card was released on the 16th of October. Today's the 20th of October, and we have not had an Icon SBC yet. Last year, we had two by this time, David Beckham and Blanc, and that makes me think that we have to be so close to the first Icon SBC of the year. We haven't had a massive SBC in FC25 right now for a little bit, so I think, like, it's trending on our side to make this sort of investment, because what happens when we have some of those big first SBCs of the year is the fodder prices start to go up and they just kind of lift the floor on fodder. That's the big investment, guys. SBC fodder, but in certain ratings. So again, late October in years past has been, if we go back and look at, I'm going to show you guys FC24 and FC20. FIFA 23, almost said FC 23, that didn't exist. FC 24, Casemiro, 89 rated card. Fodder was low early game, and then we get into October, mid-October, when we have the Beckham and we have the Blanc release. Look what happens. 89s go from 24, like lower 20,000 coins at their absolute lowest, but 24K on this Thursday, all the way to 40,000 coins. and then they stay up in value. As those icon SBCs are out, we start to get more of the icon and hero upgrade pack SBCs too, which just elevate fodder prices and lift the floor because there's more SBCs that are out. And these cards stayed up around 30,000 coins. I mean, didn't even go back below 30K until like the game was almost over, like February. That's how long it took for 89s to go back down to under 30,000 coins from the start of the year when they were there. FIFA 23 as well. You had a big rise on fodder straight away, had a little bit of a drop into the middle of October, and look, once again, middle to late October, fodder prices are up again. 89s went from 26K to 37,000 coins. We can look at also with the 90s in FC24, Harry Kane was 33,000 coins. Around that same time that Casemiro was low, went all the way to 60K. The key to these cards going up in this stage of the game is we always start to get that next level of SBC content with 88, 89, and potentially even 89 rated squads released as a part of these SBCs. Now you think about high rated SBCs, like we've mentioned, we've had Erling Haaland, we've had an 88 rated squad inside of this really weird way that they decided to release Haaland, right? But it was only one 88 rated squad. This SBC goes away in a couple of days. There's going to be something, in my opinion, especially for an icon player SBC, it's going to bring the hype that will push the higher rated fodder up. It's not necessarily a matter of like, oh, is EA going to do it this year? Guys, every single year they release icon player SBCs or player SBCs at such a value that are going to kind of demand coins like at a higher level. They like to release the cheap SBCs like the Tarambros, right? Because that's great for people on lower budgets and for all of us that just want a cheap SBC. But also they like to achieve, and we like them to release these SBCs that we kind of have to chip away at. Something like an icon SBC that we love to say, oh, give me a month to do a Laurent Blanc SBC and I'll get it done in 2 weeks from all the rewards that I can get from squad battles, rivals, foot champs, with all of the rewards that you can get this year. And speaking of rewards this year, could there be a possibility that fodder doesn't go up? I don't think so, but I do have to mention that this year, man, there is so much supply on fodder compared to previous years. Like we've mentioned, in weekend league rewards this weekend, people that are getting rank 2 and rank 1 are opening 84 and 85 times 10s, which is crazy. Ignore my terrible start to weekend league here. I didn't play anything yesterday. Those games are from Friday. But like the packs that we're getting from weekend league rewards, I know not everybody's getting rank 2, but these are insane packs. Even what I've gotten in the past couple of weeks, rank 5 and 6, and 82-10, and 81 times 15. Like, they're giving out so much tradable and untradeable fodder this year. That just means when they are putting out SBCs, they're going to make the prices of those SBCs a little bit higher. We've already seen that, guys, and we talked about that in the videos recently. If you look at the icon and the hero upgrade pack SBCs year over year, the max 87 icon last year was an 80, what was it, an 85 and an 86. This year they tacked on an extra 86 rated squad. The max 87 hero I think was just an 86 rated squad, and they had 2 squads for that one. Last week it was more expensive than last year. EA is knowing that with the fodder they're giving out through rewards and the duplicate storage that is there, it is requiring more fodder, and they know that because they're giving out extra fodder so they can require more, right? That's kind of the equation. So that still makes me love fodder as an investment because we haven't seen that boom on the high tier of market specifically. We've seen 86s, 85s to 87s actually. These cards have already had a nice rise, right? 85s were 3,000 coins about 2 weeks ago. 3,000 coins up to almost 6,000 coins with the icon pack coming out last Wednesday. 88s, they're 8,000 coins. They were all the way up at 9K, 9.1K, and they were as low as 5.8. Honestly, I don't think they're going to go to 5.8K. That's not going to be a realistic price as we have more SBCs out like right now that require the 86s and the 87s. So those cards have already had a little bit of their initial like first spike in the game. It's time now for the 89s to 91s. So guys, the investment is the 89 to 91 rated cards. 88s I think can be included in there, but I think that they've already gone up too, man. I mean, from 14,000 coins up to 20K. Now they're back down to 16. It is definitely a possible investment, but I think that's more on like a shorter return time frame than the higher tier stuff is. I think there's a better potential return on 89 rated players around 22,000 max. I would really love 20 to 21K for these cards, especially today during the rewards period on bids. If you want to get involved, this is something that you can buy, that you can sit on for like a week, 2 weeks, however long it takes for this fodder to have the nice rise that we expect it to have. It might not be until November. That's only 2.5 weeks away, granted, but that might be how long you have to wait for some of these cards to go up. But if you want to park your coins in something while the market seemingly is in a spot where, yeah, some prices are kind of just dropping on gold cards, and it seems very unsafe, and special cards keep going up, road to the knockouts keep going up, but we're going to reach a peak at some point, right? I think this is a really, really safe investment to put some coins into stuff, sit back. You don't even have to worry about getting the absolute lowest price, because let's be honest, if 90 rated like Kevin De Bruyne and Harry Kane, let's say you buy it at 32K, or if you buy it at 34K, if they go to 40,000 coins, does that matter too much? Not really. You're still going to be making really solid profit on that card when the rise does happen, right? Rodri's the cheapest 91 at the moment as well. I think he's worth a club stock too, but I think the 89s, 90s, and the 91 Rodri would be the place to park some coins into, and I think you want, again, to less than 22K on bid for 89s, 22K max. For 90s, you want maybe 32 to 33, and for Rodri, I'm trying to get sub 40, but that's pretty tough. So that's where I would be on the fodder market. Again, it's kind of a longer term hold. And I think it's just an opportunity where you can buy the cards, you can sit back, and you can count your profits in a couple of weeks, because it's not a matter of if EA are going to drop those big SBCs that require the 89 and the 90 rated squads. It's more of a when is the question. So I know that a lot of people are starting to invest in fodder already, and you may have already bought some cards. And again, we've mentioned it in a couple of last few videos, but I felt like it was worth having its own video about today, guys, because this hasn't happened yet. And this is a trend that happens every single year. It's gonna happen this year too. Like, it's gonna happen, man. Just like Team Elite's always rise, fodder always goes up, because EA now know that people have enough coins, they have enough fodder in their club from the rewards to be able to be at least enticed by a higher tier SBC. So that's the fodder investment that I wanted to cover today. If you want a shorter term investment, I know we talked about 85, 6s, and 7s already being up. These cards today at rewards could be a good opportunity to invest too, because yeah, they were 9,000, 9.2K. We're probably going to have another hero or icon pack come out later this week, but it's more of a riskier investment than the higher tiers. But if you want to go in on like 85s for 4.7, maybe 4.5K if you can get that on bid, 86s for 7.8 or 7.9, 87s for like less than 12K, I think that's a decent investment opportunity as well for maybe an SBC that would come out in the next couple of days, because as you guys know, most of the supply from these packs is hitting on the weekend with weekend league rewards, and that pushes fodder prices down. And then once we get into the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, especially Wednesday, you start to see those prices go up. So that's kind of a fodder investment in general right now, something to park your coins into, sit back and relax. I'm going to actually do some investing myself. I'm not somebody who goes unassigned. I'm not somebody who likes to buy a whole bunch of cards and then just sit on them and do nothing. I really don't like to do that. But I will put a few coins into it and maybe put some cards in the club too, like we call a club stock. You'll hear me mention that very, very often in these videos. A club stock is basically like, I'm going to put one of these cards in my club and not use them for SBCs myself, but for when the prices actually go up. Like you can see here, Egerberg 22K on bid. It's a little bit more than I want to pay, so I'm going to keep searching here under this filter at least. When those prices go up, I will sell them. It's not taking up transfer list space or anything like that, and it's not getting in my way. It's just cards that are in my club. So you can do that as well. That's what we mean by a club stock. But yeah, today rewards should be a good time to bid on those things. And then, you know, also leaks. Leaks are a huge, huge part of making fodder go up in price. When we have, whenever it is, the first icon player SBC that is leaked to come in this game, fodder prices, if it's a good player, fodder prices, boom, they're going to go straight up. We want to be in before that. So if you don't want to make this investment as well, because you just don't like the idea of sitting on your coins, or you're like, Nate, fodder could go down before it goes up, which it very well could. High rated fodder, maybe the 89s go down to 20K flat in the next week before next week they go up. Again, if you buy at 22 versus buying at 20, when they go to 30, are you going to care? Not really. You're going to be in, you're going to be involved when the prices go up. So that's kind of my whole spiel, I guess. I've yapped too long on that, but that's kind of the fodder market in a nutshell, at least how I see it right now on this game. Now, let's talk about squad battle rewards. I've mentioned getting on bids today for some of these cards. I think that'll be a great opportunity to bid on maybe some of these cards like heroes, maybe some meta golds if you want to make a quick flip, but also the fodder for sure. There could be a little bit of a market rise today. Here's the thing, man. I don't think as many people are playing squad battle rewards, but I still think people getting coins on Sundays does move the market a little bit. Like if I go back and look at some graphs on cards of last week. Hyunmin Sun's 320,000 coins. Where was he at last Sunday? Last Saturday, he went down to squad battle rewards. He goes from 320 to 315 and goes back to 325, 323. That's really not that big of a rise. He had a bigger rise Monday morning, Monday after content, when there was really not a whole lot of stuff going on. He went from 315 again up to 340. So I don't know if there's going to be a huge rise with squad battle rewards today, but again, it is coins and people getting coins that is going to make some prices go up a little bit today. So as you can see me, I'm bidding here on this Park Ji-sung. Like, this is a card who I'm looking at his graph right now, and I'm seeing that he's low. I'm like, all right, hopefully he goes to like 95K today and make some profit on him. Maybe an out-of-pack special card like a Road to the Knockouts player who is low at the moment. These cards are going to be very hyped this week because we have Champions League, Conference League, Europa League games, as we've been saying, back in action, or maybe an out-of-packs in form from a first 4 weeks of Team of the Week as well. There could be good flips to be had today, but I don't think it's going to be crazy. I think you might see a bit of a rise into the content drop. Like, you see a dip at rewards, right? I would expect, kind of like we saw with the Sun card, or let's look at somebody else, Kunde, right? He hasn't been out of packs yet. No changes with his card. Kunde last week on Saturday was 117K pre-rewards. During squad battle rewards, he goes down to 112. Jumps back up to 119, and then he goes down again Sunday night. I think this is going to be the exact same trend that we have today. Prices go low at rewards. They rise up a little bit. They drop again Sunday night, and then Monday, with content probably being pretty quiet and people finishing the weekend league and no more pack supply being there as rewards are paid out, you see these prices kind of go back up again. And we head into that part of the week where Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday, prices just seem to rise. So if you're looking to buy a couple players for the team, or if you're looking to play your foot champs today, I think squad battle rewards could bring an opportunity to do so. And again, like I mentioned, trying to get some quick flips in that. Also with Rush team number 2, I just picked up a Lewandowski for 800,000 coins. And he's actually going up already. This is a really rare card that was, like, again, really expensive yesterday and is now down and then rebounding now, but was down a lot. Neymar's down a ton, 1.32. I would imagine Neymar after rewards today at least bounces up a little bit. Maybe Tomori as well, maybe Zaire Emery, maybe Guerrero, as like a couple of these cards are pretty hyped, and you saw him have pretty good fluctuations yesterday. Went from 117 all the way to 144. Maybe he goes down to 110 again with rewards and then back up to 130. There could be fluctuations like that today too if you want to get risky, but if you don't, stick to the out of packs, especially these Road to the Knockouts, man. I bought a Kane, as you saw my transfer list, I bought a Harry Kane for 680. This guy gets undercut all the time because he's used for coin transfers, and those guys list up and they undercut like crazy, and now he's back up to 740. This is the highest he's been. I sold a Frimpong yesterday for 680K, 780K. I bought him for 670, sold him for 780. Insane flip there, and as you can see, I have picked up the Lewandowski, and I've picked up some Romeros at 185 because I'm starting to prepare early for some probable price rises that we will see heading into this week as these games are starting to happen, and players with clubs that are in very, very prime position to get upgrades this week with a third win, kind of like how we saw the women's UCL cards who got their second win get boosts already. Those players like Spurs are in a good spot right now. They're on 2 wins. They get their third. This Romero is probably going to go up in the hype for that. We'll sell in the hype as always. Just look around. DeMarco, maybe. Frimpong, for sure. That's why Frimpong is going up, because they've got a really easy matchup. And if they win that game, he goes to an 89 rated. So that's kind of stuff to consider for the market right now as well. Now, let's talk content, all right? Because, oh, man, do we need a good content day today. EA, can we get some Total Rush content? I mean, we've got leaked SBCs, by the way. We've got Crystal Dunn. We've got Di Lorenzo. We even have Player of the Month Barcola official stats. Where are these cards at? There's leaks flying everywhere for these items, and we see nothing in the game. It's really, really confusing. Now, we got to get something today, right? If we have official stats for this card, we have official stats for this card, we got to get something on Sunday today, right? You would imagine so. Sunday last week was a lot better than Saturday was, so maybe it's done today. Maybe it's Barcola. Still don't know what in the world's going on with League One Player of the Month, whatever the new schedule is. We'll just adjust, EA. It's not Thursdays, I guess. That's fine. Barcola, this is his official card, though. I did want to comment on this. It is expectedly less rating boost than his Road to the Knockouts card. This one is not as good as his RTTK, but the RTTK is probably going to be a lot more expensive than this SBC. This could be a banging SBC, guys, if the price is right. I saw a lot of people tweeting about this yesterday and saying, oh, if EA make this 150K, we will be there. And yeah, you probably would be there because that's a pretty sick card for 150K with the links that you would potentially have. And that could make some PSG players go up in price. I'm not investing for that, but I did want to mention it because a lot of people have used this Barcola card. I don't know how cracked he is, but I can't imagine he's too bad in game with the playstyles that he has, the setup that he's got, and of course, French PSG links are always going to be a little bit of hype anyway. So watch out for that one. Watch out for the Crystal Dunn. If you have any NWSL investments, those could be going up again today if this Crystal Dunn is released at a decent price. I think it's one of those two, or Di Lorenzo. Again, there's still names out there that we haven't seen cards for yet, so we'll be watching out for those. And then also, just like last Sunday where we had 3 or 4, however many it was, new players added to packs with the mini release. Looks like we're set up for that again today too. A potential mini release, as we mentioned in yesterday's video, Iago Aspas, Martins, Sabitzer, and Yerry Mina. Those are the cards that were leaked in the initial promo team that have not been released yet. So we will be looking for those today as a part of kind of like how Delo was released last Sunday in packs. Probably a few more of those guys, those named there, listed on this game today as well in the mini release. Other than that, not expecting a whole lot, guys. Sundays can be good. Like we had St. Max on a Sunday a couple of weeks ago. Last Sunday was decent. I mean, it doesn't take much to be better than what the content was yesterday, though, for sure, on Saturday. So if you want to get on some bids, you want to get on some snipes, just look at the rare stuff, right? Look at the cards that you think people will be adding to their teams and upgrading to just because they're getting a few coins from Squad Battle Rewards. And always try to find those players, especially if they're out of packs, that are just down a lot. Like this Alvarez was 860 a couple of hours ago. Could have bought him. He's now like 900,000 coins. There's not a lot of profit in that, of course, or there's really none. But that's the sort of fluctuations you could look for. I always try to buy a Bonmati because she always seems to go up on Sundays too. So I picked one up at 209. You saw that on my transfer list. And then I do have a couple of heroes here amongst a few other cards as well. So watch the fodder investments today though, guys. If that's something that interests you, I think you have maybe today, maybe tomorrow to get in on fodder. The next 2 days, really, to get in on it. And then after that, we'll see. Again, like I said, it could go lower this week too, and then rise up next week. It's all just a waiting game until we get that content. But I'm just here to make this video to tell you guys today that that time will come. It's EA. It's this game. There's going to be high-rated squads. They're giving us fodder. They're going to require fodder. So that's the video for today, guys. If you did enjoy it, drop a thumbs up on it. Comment below if you have any questions. And subscribe if you're new. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you guys in the stream today. The link's down below in the description. Catch you there. Peace out.